The palace records room was a crypt of forgotten truths, cold, silent, and heavy with dust that drifted lazily in shafts of reluctant sunlight like restless ghosts. Amidst the decaying ledgers and brittle parchments, Kate Mercer stood unwavering, her badge a silent testament to justice she refused to let slip away. She turned the fragile pages of death records, each one a frozen story of lives ended, but one name made her hands still, her breath catch. Queen Elena of Velmont. Cause of death, cardiac arrest. Case closed, within 36 hours. Too tidy. Too sudden. Too convenient. Kate's frown deepened. The autopsy report lay unsigned. Witness statements vanished like shadows at dusk. Every fiber of her trained instincts screamed cover-up. She closed the file with a soft, deliberate thud. The quiet around her thickened, pressing in like a creeping fog of deceit. Far away, in the dim light of their agency hidden above an ancient clockmaker's shop, Louis Hart tossed a rubber ball against the wall with lazy precision. Harry Cole stared out the window, lost deep in thought. "You know," Louis said, biting into a crisp apple, "Agent Mercer's been watching you like a hawk. And not the hostile kind." Harry didn't turn. "She's dangerous," Louis grinned, the hint of mischief in his eyes. "She's curious. Maybe about more than just the case. Or maybe you're just scared of what she might find." Harry's fingers drummed against the windowsill, a beat of rhythm, betraying the calm he tried so hard to wear. Kate's next destination was far from the palace's ornate deceptions, in a quiet, modest suburb where truth felt less poisoned. She was led inside by a woman whose silver-streaked hair and weariness spoke volumes, Aunt Mona Hart. Years had passed since she'd last crossed the palace threshold. She never meant to return. But the past, like smoke, always slips through the cracks. Mona poured tea with trembling hands, the silence heavy until Kate's question cut through. "What happened to Queen Elena?" Mona's eyes shimmered with tears, not of fear, but of fury long suppressed. "She was poisoned," Mona whispered, voice cracked but fierce. "Not by enemies. By her own blood." She reached for an old, faded photograph. Queen Elena, radiant and tender, cradling a baby, Harry. They tried to erase everything. Her. Me. Even him. That fire wasn't an accident. I ran that night with him in my arms. Never looked back. Kate's breath hitched. "Harry is?" Heir to a throne built on blood. As the sun sank behind the palace spires, casting long shadows like fingers reaching out, Kate confronted Harry in the narrow agency stairwell. "No more games," she said, her voice sharp and unwavering. "I want the truth." Harry met her gaze, calm, guarded, but something fractured beneath his control. "Truth?" he whispered, voice low and heavy. "Truth is a weapon. And you're not ready to wield it." His words hung in the silence as he walked away, footsteps fading like a whispered warning. But Kate wasn't turning back. She had seen the cracks. And now, she was ready to tear down the walls. The past wasn't buried, it was watching, and it was just beginning to speak.